Well, hello there. Good morning to you. You're finding us in an unusual place online today because World Cup coverage is on our air. I am Melissa Wilson.
Yeah, we hope you're watching both screens,
yeah,
right?
That'd be nice.
But thanks so much for being with us. I'm Heather Sullivan. We are glad that you're joining us on this Thanksgiving Eve. We've got a lot of news, but we're also got a lot of Thanksgiving stuff going on. Of course, holiday traffic is really expected to be the worst of all the days this holiday weekend today. So here in Houston, the worst time to be out there on the roads is between 3:45 and 5:45 this evening. Now, drivers should also avoid traveling between 4 and 8 p.m. on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
All right, we're going to be talking gas prices as well, so you'll have to stay tuned for that. Getting a little better out there, so that's a good thing. What about the airport? Well, you know what? Get there early if you're flying out. This is what Houston's Bush Intercontinental looked like early this morning, and it was packed. People remaining calm, cool, and collected. That's a really good thing. The busiest days at the airport expected to be today and Sunday. It's recommended you get to the airport at least 2 hours before departure, but everyone we talked to in the airport said, you know what, forget the 2-hour rule. They needed 3 hours. And they said, if you don't want to be sweating it out, just get there earlier. Do 3 hours. That's just what they were telling us. Now, you can reserve parking online. I always do that. It makes it so much easier. Then you don't have to worry about that as either, because even the remote parking lots tend to fill up during the holidays, and that can be stressful if you're going one to the other and you're watching the time tick by.
Yes, exactly. You know, I remember yesterday a woman said, you know, the people who said come 2 hours, they're lying. They're just plain lying. Come 3 hours. So you give yourself plenty of time today. And then the big question now is it going to rain on our parade this Thanksgiving? Here they are. The floats are ready. They're set up. They're staged for tomorrow's Thanksgiving Day parade hosted by HEB. But the weather for tomorrow, today looks great, but tomorrow looks very messy. And the organizers say it'll happen rain or shine. So maybe we will see the 14 floats, the marching bands, the festive balloons. We're hoping so. People they're craving this because it was canceled last year, if you remember. Now, the parade starts at 9 a.m. right there at the corner of Lamar and Smith Streets. But now the big question is, what can we expect weather-wise tomorrow? When's it going to roll in? Is it going to interfere with that 9 a.m. start time? So let's check in with our chief and see how things are shaping up.
Well, the earlier the better. You know, I will say that they said rain or shine, right? They're saying rain or shine for all these events. And rain is okay. You can kind of deal with rain. We just can't deal with lightning. So at this point, it does look like the chance for, thunderstorms, lightning activity will be more toward the middle part of the day, maybe after the parade. But I mean, we're splitting hairs here between a couple of hours. It's going to be a close call. Get the Fox 26 Weather app, and that way you can check it. You just search Fox 26 Weather at the App Store, check it, when you get up in the morning, and that way you'll kind of know what to expect, because it is going to be a very, very close call. This is a look ahead of Thanksgiving forecast for tomorrow. If you happen to be traveling, or you want to see what the weather's going to be like elsewhere, tomorrow 70s and 80s over in Florida. The weather should be fine for the big parade up there in New York City. 52 for a high tomorrow. About 51 in Chicago, about 43 out in Denver. Nice weather in Los Angeles. By the way, you see some of this purple there in New Mexico. That's going to be moving into northwest Texas and could bring a pretty sizable snowstorm to the areas around Lubbock, maybe as far south as Midland, Odessa too. For us, 72-degree high, give or take, with a rainy Thanksgiving forecast. Now, a few strong storms will be mixed in there. Lots of lightning, occasional heavy downpours as well. It may hold off until just after the parade. The Uptown Park lighting, in the afternoon and evening is not looking favorable weather for that one at this point. So there's NRG. This is the Med Center, and looking off toward the south and southeast, we are looking good from this perspective from downtown Houston, I guess toward the south and southwest, I should say. 59 degrees currently, so that is up. Yesterday's high temperature was 61, so we're already reaching that right now, and we're looking for a much milder day today than we've had in almost 2 weeks. So 59 at Hobby, 57 Bush, no rain around right now. Could see a couple of drizzles, maybe for those of you out around the Brenham area later on today, but for the most part, that's heading up north where it does get kind of dreary and drizzly up there in Dallas, where it's currently 53. Not going to really affect air travel there. In fact, it doesn't look like there are any significant weather issues out there affecting air travel today. Tomorrow will be a different story, obviously, with the increasing thunderstorms around Texas and Louisiana. This green area is the area that's classified on the low end severe thunderstorm risk for tomorrow. So that just means that among the scattered thunderstorms that we anticipate getting, a couple of them could produce some high winds or maybe some hail and a very, very small chance for an isolated tornado. This is our weather maker coming at us out of the Rocky Mountains, and it's going to be pulling up a lot of moisture ahead of it. So we kind of have a couple of colliding systems here over Texas. Cool this morning, but in the process of warming up. Some drizzles possible out west. A mild afternoon followed by the transition. So once we head into tonight, things start to get cloudy, start get a little bit showery by tomorrow morning. We may squeeze in that parade, but this is the latest futurecast we have at around 10 a.m. and then extending through the afternoon. Yeah, it is looking to be a bit on the dicey side. Some of that may linger through Friday as well. The weekend looks nice. The weekend looks nice. So we'll look forward to, how about Sunday? Go out there and walk off all that stuffing on Sunday. But yeah, you know, tomorrow it's going to be really, really a close call for that parade. I mean, we're talking about it might be down to a couple of hours.
That's cutting it close.
Yeah.
It is, yeah.
It's so much work. We were just talking about how sickening it is to do all that and then not like last year. I hope they can do it.
I hope they're able to do it. Yeah.
Yep. And I know they have the big Christmas tree lighting and the Christmas lights, Uptown Park lights that our friend Dave Morales hosts every year. And they told him, rain or shine, but you just can't do it with the thunderstorms, obviously.
Yeah, got to be safe out there, but hopefully we'll be able to do all these things. So
lots of rain jackets and boots.
Yeah, just grab that umbrella.
Pull out the slickers.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, thanks a lot, Mike. Okay, so Houston bars are opening early. Now, normally we'd be concerned about all the bars opening at 9 o'clock in the morning.
5 o'clock somewhere.
Yeah, not right now because the fans are all getting ready to celebrate the World Cup again.
Oh, are they ever? We are your station for the global event. Nate Griffin is live at the Phoenix for people who've been lining up since early this morning for a good seed and perhaps a cold one. Getting ready for the game, Nate?
Melissa, I think they came in and got some water, some juice, and some coffee, and that's about it. They just got done watching Germany get beaten by Japan, and I tell you what, joining me now, let's talk about it. Doesn't get any better than having a head coach with you, and he's aptly dressed. Look at this guy. He's sharp. Kenny Bundy now, Dynamo 2 head coach joining me. Hey, man, we just watched Japan put on a clinic against Germany.
Yeah, this is the great thing about the World Cup, is I think you can make all assumptions you want to until the ball gets kicked off. And what we've seen over the last couple of days is a couple games where people would consider them upsets. But in a tournament like this, anything goes.
Yeah. Let's talk about, speaking of a tournament like this, let's talk about the Americans. They're getting ready to play the England team on Friday, but they got to do better than what they did against Wales.
Yeah, I think it's a tale of two halves. I think if you look at the first half of the U.S. against Wales, you'd be very happy with what we saw. I think they would be very happy with what they saw. The second half was a bit different. So momentum's a funny thing in a tournament like this, and there's a lot of pressure on the first game to get points because of the percentage of teams that go through after that first game result. So I think they have to take the momentum of the first half and improve on what they did in the second.
Okay, so you're a coach.
Yeah.
All right, these guys are working out now, worked out yesterday, working out today. What would you be working on to get ready for England?
Number one, the mentality and managing the disappointment of the second half. I think everybody feels like the U.S. should have had 3 points coming out of that game. So managing the mentality and making sure that disappointment doesn't creep into the England game. The second thing would be the chance creation. So how are they going to score those goals? We created the chances and now we have to just finish the product. So I think those two key things, as well as just making sure that no one's coming in too injured or with certain knocks, and then getting the roster right. What players are going to make an impact in this game?
That is some really good insight. Tell us about how good that England team is. They demolished Iran.
Well, you talk about momentum. So, obviously they're going to come into this feeling very positively about the result and the goals that they scored. So that's where I think it's going to be the first half of a team that's, from a momentum standpoint, feeling like they can come out and win the game in the first half, and then the U.S. trying to prove that they can improve on what they saw in the second half.
Well, now let's talk about Cristiano Ronaldo. What happened there?
A lot of things happen. I think if you speak about him right now, this is a big tournament for him. I think he's in a place and an age where his legacy is probably something he's thinking about. So I would assume he's fully focused on what he can control, which is these games coming up.
All right, very good. Okay. Well, we have a lot more coming up at 9:37. We're going to be talking with the coach. He'll give us some more insight about the matches that are coming up. Spain and Costa Rica, that's at 10 o'clock, and I want to get some insight from you on that match. I think that's going to be a pretty good match, guys. We're live here at the Phoenix, and you can come if you want and join us as well. 10 o'clock, and then again at 1 o'clock, Belgium and Canada live here. It's also on Fox 26, by the way. Nate Griffin, Fox 26 Morning Sports.
Yeah, we can't wait to hear more. Such good insight. You can hear the crowd's excited out there too. I mean, they're all out there watching.
It just blows my mind that so many people are just gear up so early in the morning and they're ready. It's a perfect week for this to kick off as well, Nate, because so many people off this week on vacation for Thanksgiving. What happens next week when everyone's back at work? You think it'll be as busy? Or you expect it to be quieter there?
Well, I talked with people yesterday. They told me that they were actually taking days off just to watch the tournament.
Really?
And come here. The Phoenix is a great place to come and watch the tournament. And really, at the end of the Germany-Japan tournament, folks just walked out. There was a lot of German fans in here who wanted to watch their team win, but it didn't quite work out that way. I mean, that's what I saw, Coach. A lot of people just got up and walked out. But I think what happens is for every match that goes on, they continue to walk in here. They're going to watch, and people all over the city are doing the same thing.
Yeah, some big upsets. So I think this particular tournament is going to be really interesting to watch because of Argentina and Germany, and things just aren't turning out the way you expect.
The hype is big. Hey, forget family and friends and Thanksgiving for vacay. It's all about soccer this week. Thank you for being there. We'll see you soon, Nate.
All right. And let's take a look now. We've got top stories we're watching very closely right now. 6 people have died in a mass shooting at a Walmart store in Virginia. Police say shots initially rang out in the break room in the back of the store. This is in Chesapeake, Virginia, and it was just about an hour before closing time. Several injured people were taken to a nearby hospital, and the Chesapeake police have confirmed that the shooter was a current employee who then took his own life and turned the gun on himself. Now, they're not releasing his name until his family is notified, but we're watching this very closely.
Our 911 dispatch center received the first call at 10:12 p.m. last night. The first officers arrived on scene within 2 minutes at 10:14 and entered the store approximately 2 minutes later at 10:16. The first responding officers entered the store and the scene was declared safe by 11:20 p.m.
Well, the police chief says that there is no clear motive for this tragic shooting. We'll keep you posted, though, on the very latest as soon as we find out more. Now, meantime, President Biden is pausing payments on student loans until this summer. That's big news.
It is. As Fox's Matt Finn tells us, it comes as the courts sort out whether or not he has the power to wipe debt with the stroke of a pen.
President Biden is pressing pause yet again on student loan payments, meaning millions of Americans can skip paying up until June 30th of next year or until litigation is resolved. It's a controversial idea, and critics say it's not fair to those who never went to college or who did go and already repaid their loans.
There's never been any congressional authorization of this $500 billion student loan bailout bill. The courts have said, no, you can't do it. And yet Biden is moving forward with it.
The Committee for a Responsible Federal Budget says extending the pause is inflationary and could cost an additional $40 billion. The Supreme Court is expected to weigh in.
I'm completely confident my plan is legal.
So confident, the Department of Education sent out emails to the applicants over the weekend telling some they've been approved for debt forgiveness, even though the program is in legal limbo. More than 26 million people already applied for the relief.
But it isn't fair to ask tens of millions of borrowers eligible for relief to resume their student debt payments while the courts consider the lawsuit.
President Biden's latest extension comes after he pledged in August he'd never do it again.
Student loan payments pause is going to end. It's going to end December 30. I'm extending to December 31st, 2022, and it's going to end at that time. It's time for the payments to resume.
The government has frozen student loan payments ever since the pandemic began in March 2020. The payment pause was first implemented during the Trump administration and has been extended multiple times since. In Los Angeles, Matt Finn, Fox News.
The Biden administration has launched a 6-week push to get Americans their COVID boosters. It's been a hard sell, with just 35 million Americans getting the updated Omicron-specific shot. Dr. Anthony Fauci kicked off the campaign during his final White House briefing.
Please, for your own safety, for that of your family, get your updated COVID-19 shot.
For a majority of Americans, this is going to be a once-a-year shot. One COVID shot once a year, just like the flu shot.
Dr. Fauci, the face of the United States COVID response, is retiring next month. Well, some people are choosing to trade in the turkey for more affordable options.
Yeah, they're up 17% in price this year. So the inflation hit the bird the big time. So Stephanie Bertini has some alternatives, though, that'll a little easier on your budget.
$34.15 for a bird that's slightly under 14 pounds. This turkey costs $2.49 a pound. This one a whopping $3.99 per pound. Raised without antibiotics, it costs $70.10.
It's gotten so expensive out here, forget it. You gotta save where you can.
And Allison Rodriguez is saving in a big way this Thanksgiving.
Pork roast, and it's just cheaper, $12 for a big 9-pound.
This woman is doing the same kind of thing, choosing chicken, pollo, a much cheaper alternative to turkey. The turkey is very expensive, she says. The American Farm Bureau Federation says turkeys are up about 21% this year, so swapping your protein is definitely an effective way to save. Saving on the main dish will help you stretch your budget indeed. That's because at grocery stores like this one here in the Bronx, across the tri-state and across the nation, you'll find buying what you need to prepare the side dishes will cost you more this year too. The American Farm Bureau Federation says the average cost of Thanksgiving dinner for a family of 10, $64.05, more than $10 up from last year and just over $17 more than the year before. In the tri-state, expect to pay even more.
All those ingredients that you need to put together a Thanksgiving feast are costing you more money out of your pocket, but there are ways to save.
Money expert Andrea Warrock shared some tips with Fox 5. Consider cooking fewer side dishes. Reduce the size of the portions overall, she says. Shop your pantry first. You might already have some of what you need. If you are cooking turkey, consider a smaller bird or buying pieces instead of a whole turkey.
We're just changing the meat. We're doing the same sides, the stuffing, the rice, the potato salad. We just decided to switch the protein this year.
For those who don't mind sacrificing the turkey, like Allison Rodriguez, you might be filled with exactly what you need to fulfill that Thanksgiving tradition. Stephanie Bertini, Fox 5 News.
All right, well, there's one thing where prices actually came down this year. It's going to kind of surprise you.
Yeah, as Fox's Mills Hayes reports, cranberries are apparently inflation-proof.
Who knew?
I've been doing this my whole life. I grew up on my grandfather's marsh.
Wade Brockman manages these cranberry marshes at the Wisconsin Cranberry Research Center.
It costs more to do anything, just to run a piece of equipment, to irrigate, to frost protect. Everything costs more money.
Despite inflation, forecasted cranberry production is up 5% from last year. Wisconsin is forecasted to produce the most cranberries at 4.3 million barrels. Massachusetts, Oregon, and New Jersey make up the rest of the U.S.'s supply.
Brockman tells me that one of his biggest challenges is finding people to work in these marshes.
Because we've become such a modern society of everything's got to be easier and there's got to be an easier way, it's harder to find people to want to do hand labor anymore.
Tom Lochner represents the Wisconsin State Cranberry Growers Association.
We've got 3 people on our harvest crew this year, and last year we had 6 or 8.
Lochner says cranberry juice and wholesale cranberry prices have gone up, but nowhere near the price increases for other Thanksgiving staples. The American Farm Bureau Federation says the price of a 12-ounce bag of fresh cranberries dropped 14% since last Thanksgiving.
In many cases, some retailers will use cranberries as a loss leader or have them as a sale item during the holiday seasons to attract customers. Keep an eye on their local, wherever they shop locally, they may be able to pick up a pretty good bargain on cranberries.
Who knew?
Yeah. Crazy. It's a lot.
Okay, well, if you're still like kind of panicked and have a list of things you need to get, there will be some stores that will be open on Thanksgiving, but we're finding that shoppers are kind of getting out there today so that they don't have to try and get to the stores tomorrow.
Yeah, it's not that fun, but sometimes you forget something on your recipe
Yes.
or you burn something.
Yes.
There's always drama. The dog eats it. I don't know what's going to happen. Ruben Dominguez is at Kroger on Buffalo Speedway. He's been shopping all morning, chasing after those shoppers. Good morning to you.
I literally did have to chase a couple of shoppers. I did not have to chase this Kroger shopper, though. Ma'am, tell me your name.
DeAndrea.
All right, DeAndrea. So you're kind enough to stop here for a minute and let us know what were your last-minute items. What did you want to come get today?
Food for after Thanksgiving, just in case the turkey was dry. It's dry tonight, so.
It's good to have a plan B.
You should always have a plan B.
And I like the fact that you went with a little, little adult beverage there, just a little something. That's for you, right? For the cook?
Absolutely.
I love it. Do you do the cooking?
I do.
All right. So, are you doing traditional or non-traditional?
Traditional.
So, what's the secret to a delicious turkey?
Ooh. Marinate it with your hands.
Okay.
And
show it some love.
Show it a lot of love.
A lot of love.
And respect.
I love that. I love that. Be kind to your turkey, people. That's what we're learning here at Kroger. So you came in and out, right? I mean, I thought it would be crazy in here today, and it's just,
It's empty. I'm surprised how empty it is this morning. I even got a very close parking spot, so me.
Yeah, go you. Yeah, see, folks, if you're watching this at home right now, we're at 5150. This is the Buffalo Speedway location. Get on down here. Get yourself a turkey. Get anything. Get all the last-minute items that you need. With no hassle, no fuss. I love this. Well, I'm going to let you go because I know you gotta cook for some folks. You got to finish some stuff up. Thank you so much for talking to us, and happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving to you as well. Thank you.
See you later. Bye. All right. So guys, now we told you about this before. You spend $100. You know what happens at Kroger? They're going to give you a turkey. Now you may think, I don't need a turkey. I got a turkey. It's always good to have a backup turkey. Just in case. You never know. Something, family may show up on Wednesday. And what are you going to do? Cook them a turkey. Easy peasy. It's family fun, too. You can get everybody involved, kind of massaging the turkey like this young lady just told us. You got to get your hands in there and show it some love. Rub it. If you don't rub your turkey, guess what? Turkey's going to be unhappy. It's going to be dry. It's going to be fussy. You want a turkey that is made to feed, that, is fit. Feels loved. So we do have some shoppers in the building here, guys. Take a look down here. I just want to show you, all of the lanes are open, man. The cashiers are open. You can just come in here and zip through here. So if you were putting it off or you were dreading going to the grocery store, guess what? You can come down here. They've got a turkey. If you don't want a turkey, here, there's cooked chicken. These are ready to go, man. Just put that on the table. I mean, it's delicious. And you don't have to cook. So they've got everything you need here. I did do some shopping. Maybe in the next, when we see you back here in a few minutes, I'll show you what's in my basket because I'm cooking dinner and I'm not going to lie, it's going to be pretty darn good. All right, guys, we will see you coming up a little later in the hour. Right now, back to you in the studio.
And I want to know, Ruben, the turkeys that they're giving away, are they frozen or not frozen?
Frozen. This one's frozen.
But you still like,
so you couldn't. Hey, what's that? Come on over here. What's your name?
Donovan.
Donovan. What's your name?
King.
And you guys just wanted to stop by and say what?
Happy Thanksgiving.
Thank you for that. What did you want to tell the folks at home?
Happy Thanksgiving.
Well, happy Thanksgiving to you guys. Another Cowboys fan. What's happening here? That's like the second Cowboys fan, Very good. Congratulations. Take care, guys. Happy holidays. All right, guys, back to you in the studio.
Hey, Ruben, speaking of Cowboys, I have to tell you this story. I know you'll appreciate it. So Heather and I just interviewed Jerry Jones, the owner of the Dallas Cowboys, and I admitted to him that I have been a huge Cowboys fan since the day I was born. And he told me to remain strong, that I could do it in H-Town. It was pretty funny.
They're having a year, man. So we got to support all of our Texas teams, right?
We do.
Yeah, it was a safe space for you though.
Right. It was.
If it's not safe to say that to him, then where else would it be?
But all right. Thank you, Ruben.
Yeah. Oh, exactly. Yeah.
And
don't make him mad.
It's only fair to say what he was talking about. He was talking about the Red Candle campaign.
Yes,
so they're rolling that out with Salvation Army. So throw your change in there. Give whatever dollars you can give. Help them out when you're at the store.
So many people need help this year. So
always good.
I was asking
Yep.
about the turkey.
Help your
because
neighbors out.
People still have time to defrost that, so don't worry about the fact that that's frozen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have to give it a cold bath.
I'm not. Yeah, I'm not concerned.
Not in the bathtub,
Yeah.
preferably.
Yes. Running water.
We talked to the Butterball people earlier. It was so much
Yeah.
fun about
Yeah.
how you cool it off, and
I
it's
heard-
in the sink is probably ideal.
Yeah, you just got to change the water out like every 30
A
minutes or
lot,
so. Yeah.
It'll be extra work, but you can do it.
Yeah.
You can do it. All right, here's a look at all those stores open on Turkey Day. Just in case you have any drama, last minute trips to the store, we got you covered, or at least these stores do. H-E-B open 6 in the morning until 11. Oh, that's today. I'm sorry. 6 this morning. They're already open until 11 o'clock tonight, and then 6 to noon tomorrow. Then you got Walmart from 8 to 8, then closed Thanksgiving. Kroger today open until 11 tonight, then from 6 a.m. to 4 p.m. tomorrow. Finally, Whole Foods is open until 11 tonight, and then they will be open from 6 to 3 tomorrow. So important to know in case you have any kitchen drama.
And I like that idea of, you can grab like a cooked chicken or something as a
Yeah.
backup. Like that woman, she was like, in case it's dry, have a backup plan.
You gotta have a backup plan. I think that's a good idea. Hey, let's see what Chelsea Edwards has been up
Yeah.
to. She's been tossing pies this morning at the flying saucer.
How's that line look?
Hey there, yeah. Oh, yeah, the line is still going. I mean, take a look at this. So I posted on my Twitter and my Facebook a time lapse of how incredibly long this line is, and it continues to grow. We've been talking to people who got here this morning. If you were watching earlier, we talked to some people who had been camping out since last night. So speaking, we're at the Flying Saucer Pie Company, by the way. I love this sign. Gather together, give thanks, eat pie. That's what these folks are planning to do. So we've got the owner of the furniture store right next door, Potros Resell Furniture. You just opened, Raul, right?
2 weeks ago.
Okay.
2 weeks ago.
So what's so cool about Raul is that he actually was helping out people here last night. Tell me what you told me. Tell me what you told me earlier about seeing all the people camped out here.
Well, I'm just so happy to see my community around here. Of course, glad to see happy faces waiting for the holidays. And it's a good opportunity to promote our business.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, but you actually let people come use the restroom.
Well,
I'm one of them.
Of course, the people was last night here, so I know that everybody needs sometimes use the restroom, needs some water. So I've asked them to feel free to use my bathroom anytime they need it.
That is so nice of you. Very nice. Okay, so you actually grew up, you actually have been in this community for, you said
30 years in this community.
Okay,
and
so you've seen this long line before.
Years and years, many years, all the time the people reunite here to do these long lines.
What did you think about it this year, now that you're right next door?
Well, now I'm so happy because everybody start to see my business, and of course I'm gonna be more closer from my community. I live a few blocks around here, so now I'm so happy to be part of this the holiday with these kind people.
I love it. So people have been getting their pies or waiting in line in the meantime, going to check out the furniture next door. All right, so one of the people who have been here this morning getting their pies, Susie. Okay, so first off, we've been waiting to get a look at the pies because people have been like getting their pies and then running out of here. So you're giving us a special look,
Definitely.
right? Okay, tell us what we got.
Right now we have a strawberry cream pie. This is our favorite pie in our family. This is the one that everybody fights over. And so we have to get multiple of them. We always get one extra so we can eat it today.
Oh my
and then
goodness.
all the family fights over it tomorrow.
Look at that beauty. I love it. I love it. I love it. Okay, and so this is part of your family tradition.
Yes, I've been doing this since I was a little girl. My dad and mom, my mom's over there. My dad passed away last year and normally would drop us off here and bring us back some kolaches and start honking and just keeping us entertained. So it's our first year without him not being here, but it's really special to still have my mom and being able to keep this tradition alive every single year. And then hopefully my children will be able to come and do the same thing here in the future. They're super excited. They're ready to come out, but I was like, it's too cold. for you right now to come, but they're ready to do the same thing.
I love it. Keeping his memory alive through this tradition with your family. That is so beautiful.
Yes, that's our favorite thing. One of our biggest traditions is this, and then going to Thanksgiving parade every year. We've been doing it since I was a little kid. So
nice. Okay, so we might see you out there too.
Yes,
you mentioned we saw you Astros too.
Yes, that's
all right.
I saw you.
Susie and her family, they're everywhere. You gotta say hi if you see them. All right, guys, I'm gonna send it back to you.
What a great family legacy. And there's so many families out there that have that tradition.
And just year after year
Yeah,
out
yeah, that's
there
right.
to be together. It's a fun thing for them to look forward to, I bet. And all the stories through the years, they go on and
Yes.
on for all those families.
Yeah. And now that we've seen the pie, I can see why they're all in line. That pie looked great.
All right,
Oh,
Chelsea,
yeah,
we'll be
oh, yeah,
waiting.
and
We got
generations
some
you'll see here.
open arms for you when you head back to the studio. We love you, but you come armed with some pies and we'll love you even more.
We'll see. We'll see what I bring
wanna
back.
see what happens if you cut in line of somebody to get a pie. Houston, we might have a problem.
You're trying to start a fight over here.
No, we want you to be safe. You might not ought to do that. All right, have fun out there.
All right, thanks.
All right, well, a man living with diabetes for decades is sharing now how that disease has affected his health and his life.
Yeah, so today on Lunch for the Soul, you are going to get to hear from him, from his doctor. You see him here with his kiddos and Santa baby. And he's going to be talking about the dramatic things he has been through, including 3 organ transplants. First of all, his mom saved his life with a kidney as a living donor. Then he had to have a pancreas transplant, and that was from a donor who unfortunately had passed away. And then his wife ended up being the third, a living donor, the 3rd transplant for him. And so what a story he's been through, diagnosed with type 1 when he was young, but he talks about those warning signs, which for him, super thirsty, so tired. And that's when his mom said, you know what, I really think something's going on with you. And so we'll also talk about type 2 diabetes, and that can be reversed a lot of times with exercise, with diet, eating more vegetables. And so we'll talk to his doctor about what we can all do to try to help prevent that, because it is an epidemic of how many people have it. It's a really big problem of diabetes these days. And and now type 2 coming over into young children, which was unheard of before, and that's all due to obesity.
Yeah, it's so wonderful that he's sharing his story because it will have such an impact for people to see, wow, and these are some changes that I can make because you don't want to end up in that situation.
No, you don't. So if you've never joined me for Lunch for the Soul, I highly encourage you to do it. Grab your phone, get on your computer. You can find us on Fox 26's Facebook page, maybe where you're watching us right now. Maybe you're online, or you can go to fox26houston.com/live. I believe it's also on Instagram, Twitter, our YouTube page. It's all over the place. So 12:30 today, join in on that conversation.
Yeah, it's always so great to watch. I really enjoy the
Thank you for
segment. So
that.
yeah, definitely tune in for that. It'll be a good one today.
All right, let's talk weather. Holiday's almost here. I'm not even going to think about tomorrow because I just want to cherish today.
Yeah, I know.
Sunshine,
you
baby.
went out and peeked at the sun
yes,
and
I
the
had
break.
to see it for myself, Mark. It is so beautiful. I miss it so much.
Well, I'm already starting to think about football tomorrow because you ladies got to interview Jerry Jones last hour, and talking about the Red Kettle, raising money for the Salvation Army, but also Cowboys football on Fox 26 tomorrow. So I'm looking forward to that, because rain or shine, I mean, I guess unless the power goes out, we can enjoy that. So let's hope that doesn't happen. So let's talk about some of the big changes that are on the way as we head into the 4-day holiday weekend, beginning with today, which is not going to be as cold as we have been. We put together 11 days in a row with a high temperature of 61 degrees or cooler. Most days we're in the 50s, some days even in the 40s. Today we should make it closer to 70, so not as cold today. But then very quickly things start to go downhill. So by tomorrow morning, right around the time that the parade is going to get going downtown, which is at 9, we'll start to see some of the rain coming in. Now, if it's just regular rain, the parade will be okay. If we start to, hear the thunder, then everybody's going to have to take shelter and head indoors. But it does look like, for the most part, it's going to be a washout of a turkey day here in the Houston area. Then things start to get interesting because an area of low pressure is going to get ramped up out there in West Texas that could probably will give us another round of rain on Friday. But it's also going to set the stage here for the potential for heavy snow out around Lubbock and Midland, maybe even some of it near El Paso. But some of the models have been spitting out like a foot of snow out there. So we'll see if it's that bad, but it's going to be pretty interesting to see how much snow they get. Then the rain should move out of here by midday Saturday or so, leaving behind nicer weather by Saturday afternoon and actually really, really nice weather on Sunday. Speaking of nice, a beautiful morning out there, especially given the fact that we had 2 mornings in a row, Monday morning and Tuesday morning, were both really crummy with just drippy, cold rain across the area. Now we're enjoying the sunshine and the temperature finally warming. 59 degrees, the latest temperature at Hobby Airport, but on the way up. And by the way, that dew point of 43 indicates the air is still very dry as well. We're going to break the streak today. Like I mentioned, we had 11 days in a row of 61 degrees or cooler for our afternoon high, which tied a record that goes back to the year 1918, since we've strung together that many November days that cool. Temperatures all starting to warm up right now, and we should continue on our pace toward at least the upper 60s in some spots around 70, maybe 71. Can't rule that out. Rainy weather tomorrow, most likely rainy weather on Friday, and that'll be followed by some gradual clearing on Saturday. Notice we're going to cool down too here coming up on Friday. Gradual clearing on Saturday, and then terrific looking weather Sunday. And then of course everybody goes back to work or school next week, and it looks fantastic at 73 on Monday. But yeah, things are going to get interesting. You know, a lot of people are asking, should I do this? Should I leave it this time? Should I leave it that time? It's going to be hit and miss as far as the exact timing and the intensity of the rain. But I personally don't like to drive in the really heavy rain. So I would recommend leaving early, get to where you're going tomorrow morning and just be prepared to stay, or watch your Fox 26 weather app and look, pick your chances, pick your spots to get back home.
And really to prepare, umbrellas, coats, how would you recommend someone just kind of be prepared if they're going to be out there hoping to catch the parade?
Oh, for the parade. Wow. Yeah. Other than the Fox 26 weather app.
Good luck.
They have, first, you have to find parking, first of all, right? So if you're parking in a garage, at least that'll give you some modicum of shelter. What you don't want to do, though, is get caught out there with big thunderstorms forming. Now, since I think that'll probably happen during the late morning, you really do have to keep an eye on things. Check the app, see if it looks like it's really going downhill. It'll put a blue dot, by the way, where you are. So, if it looks like it's really going to start to go downhill, you might want to bug out a little bit early. And I would hope that the parade organizers are going to have somebody, like me, on staff to kind of tell them, like, it's going downhill.
Yeah.
So maybe we'll sneak one through, but probably not.
All right. Thanks so much, Mike. Well, the other thing that we're keeping our eye on closely today, besides the sun, we've got another match coming up in the World Cup. So Spain and Costa Rica, that match is underway right now. Here's what I know, because I've been boning up. So Spain won in 2010, so they're a pretty good team. Yeah. Costa Rica, it has what's called, I hate this, an aging team.
Ah, okay.
Like the USA team is new because they're young.
Yeah, they're puppies.
But yeah, so they say that like a lot of the guys on this team.
The puppies and the old dogs. Okay.
Yeah, it's like their third World Cup.
Oh, wow.
I hate that means that you're aging,
Yeah.
but that's what they're saying about the Costa Rica team.
Interesting. Well, it sounds like they got good experience and they're ready for it to me.
Yeah.
The soccer fans ready for no matter what's going on. Starting bright and early this morning, arriving at the Phoenix where Nate Griffin's been all morning long to check out the soccer matches. Woo! FIFA World Cup, baby. It's hot.
I tell you what, Melissa and Heather, it's catching on. It's catching fire. Starting to get into it a little bit, if you will. This is day 3. Should be day 4. Check that, day 4. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Today is Wednesday. I'm losing track of my days, Coach. Losing track of my days. We're live here. And Japan just knocked off Germany, Spain, Costa Rica is next. We were talking about that just a moment ago, Heather. The coach, Coach Bundy, is joining me now here, and he is Dynamo 2 head coach. So glad to have him here, Kenny Bundy. Tell you what, we just watched Japan knock off Germany, and I kind of want to talk about that. But first, let's talk about what's happening with these groups, because both of those teams are affected, plus the 2 that are going to play in just a moment. First, let's take a look at Group E, the Group E standings right now with Japan, Costa Rica, Spain, and Germany. And Japan just knocked off Germany.
Yeah, I think it's a really interesting situation because Costa Rica and Spain were both watching that game. So you've got to think that Spain is going, okay, that's maybe a wake-up call for us because we're expected to win this game. And then I think Costa Rica is probably looking at it and going, all right, this is our opportunity. This is now another what you would say, quote-unquote, upset in the tournament. We have a chance to go out and put a stamp on this. So I'm really intrigued to see how these two teams come out, because I think Costa Rica can play a bit more free, and I think Spain has a little bit more pressure on them.
Break this down for us. We don't often have a coach to break this kind of thing down for us. Break it down. If you were sitting at Costa Rica's locker room right now, what would you be telling your players?
Yeah, we have nothing to lose. Go out and play. Go out and express yourself. Let's put them under pressure. The one thing about Spain that maybe is now from the past is they're younger. They've got a lot of young talent. They've got a lot of guys that don't have the experience of maybe the 2008, 2010, these guys that were coming through winning European championships, winning the World Cup. So it's important that the Costa Ricans come out and they express themselves. They play tight for a little bit, but they realize that they have an opportunity to go and get 3 points.
All right, well, let's talk about the Group F standings, if you will. We've got Croatia. I believe that's the team right now you're rooting for specific reasons. Morocco, Belgium, and Canada. Canada plays at 1 o'clock. They will take on Belgium.
I'm excited. I'm excited to watch the Canadians. The Canadians have a lot of MLS talent. I think it's important that in our region we support the teams that have players that play in our league. And I'm really interested to see that. Belgium has been a team over the last couple cycles that I think maybe have underachieved based on expectations. So it's going to be important to see what they do, especially with the draw that happened this morning.
All right, well, let's talk about what happened with Germany and Japan.
Yeah.
Talk about that game, because I think Japan surprised Germany a little bit.
Yeah, I think the Japanese, they sleep on people, but we talked about this earlier. One of the initiatives in Japan over the last 10, 15 years is the game of soccer has been ingrained in their schooling system. So when they go and they do recess, that we would call recess, they actually have soccer curriculums that they go through. And their whole idea was to create an identity of young players that can go and perform on the international stage. So it's not surprising to me, because I think when people talk about the Japanese players and the Japanese teams, they're always technical, they're always physical, they're always organized. Now the Germans, I think they felt like maybe that game was going to be a rout in the first half, and like we talked about, momentum changed.
There you go. All right, Kenny Bundy giving you some insight, and you just got some great insight there. We'll have a whole lot more throughout the course of the tournament, guys. We're live here. Nate Griffin, Fox 26 Morning Sports.
Nate, thank you. And I can hear people kind of, yelling at the screens.
Yeah, they're getting pretty fired up, a little opinionated, I'm sure. We're just ready to hear a go. Yeah. All right, Nate's done.
All right,
Nate. All right.
He's out.
Thanks. Okay, so we're seeing, of course, costs up on all kinds of food. Turkey's up 17%. But in study after study, they're finding people are still down for celebrating the holidays. So we are still seeing people, maybe not packing grocery stores right now, but you can still get in there. People are getting in there to get things.
They were packing on the last 2 days because I was there. The shelves were empty. They were trying to replace it as fast as we pulled it off. I couldn't find. I had to go to multiple stores to find just simple ingredients, and so I was really wishing I'd done it 2 weeks ago when my mom did for the non-perishables. Oh, it can get tough. Let's check in with Ruben Dominguez. He's been live at the Kroger along Buffalo Speedway and the Southwest Freeway all morning long. Are the crowds picking up yet?
We've seen them in waves. It's like we'll get 20 or 30 people through the door, and it's like, okay, here it comes, and then nobody for the next, 30 minutes, really. But plenty of time, guys. If you need last-minute ingredients or whatever you need, an extra pie, get down here, get to the Kroger. You're going to get in and out, easy peasy. We do have a shopper. Come on with your cart. Come on over here. Look at this. All right, so, ma'am, tell me your name.
Judy.
All right, Judy. What was on your list? What was last minute that you had to come to get?
Cranberry sauce, some cabbage and greens with my daughter and my son.
And that's it. And then you're ready.
Not quite,
but but close enough. Were you surprised that there's not that many people here?
Yeah, because the other one was packed.
Right? Yeah. I tried to go yesterday. I could not get into. But I'm going to be in a grocery store for 4 hours tomorrow.
My daughter.
Your daughter. Okay. How it, and maybe she's not seeing this. How good is her turkey?
Lily can cook.
Really? Okay, there you go. Okay, so yeah, of course, you know that sounds like a ringing. What is the secret to her turkey? What makes it so delicious?
Well, all I know is that she wrap it up twice and put butter and stuff in it and
show it some love.
Some garlic, show it love.
All right. What's your favorite television to hear? All right, guys, there you go. From Kroger, get on down here, do your shopping. I'm out. Happy Thanksgiving. You know, happy holidays, guys.
All right, thanks so much, Ruben.
Yep, fun seeing you there this morning. Enjoy. We'll let you get back to your own shopping. I'm sure you're filling up a basket on the side. Well, it has become a Houston tradition for some people to line up for their holiday pies. I love seeing them out there. And everybody there just about has a special story behind why they do it.
Really? Yeah, that's what I keep hearing over and over again. And I think Chelsea is out there. She's creating her own traditions with being out there covering it. You look like you've got another person loaded with pies.
Yeah, you know, I got to make friends over here so I can get pies of my own. Okay, so we just got Pablo. Pablo is fresh off the line here. So tell me, how long have you been waiting this morning?
I've been waiting since 6:30 a.m.
Woo!
Man, I got here. I got up at 5, ready to come here with a line ready, waited out here.
Oh my goodness! So have you done this before, waiting?
No, ma'am. This is my first year doing this.
A first timer. That is so cool. Okay, 3 pies. Okay, tell us what you got here.
I believe this one right here on top is.
We got a cherry.
I think a cherry.
Okay. Do you mind if we look at it? Oh yeah, that looks nice. Look at that golden crust,
yes,
right?
Ma'am, we're ready to eat for tomorrow morning.
So did somebody send you here, or you were just like, this is the place to go and this is where I need to go to get the pie?
Actually, I saw online. I've been wanting to come here since last year, but I didn't get the chance because I missed out. So this year was the chance to go. Yes, ma'am.
I love that. I love that you set a goal, a Thanksgiving goal.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. You know, next year too, I'm coming here at 4 a.m.
Okay. All right. Now you got a plan. I love it. Yes, okay. So are you sharing these with anybody other than me?
You can have a slice if you want. Nah, but other than that, it's gonna be with me and my family and friends. You know, happy Thanksgiving. You know, happy Thanksgiving to everyone. You know, tomorrow.
I love it. Yeah. Are you doing any other traditions that y'all usually do every year?
No, this is my first time going out on my own. You know, get something for the family. You know, pies seem good for everybody. You know, this is my first time.
I love it. Stepping up, helping to carry some of that Thanksgiving responsibility.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. That's it.
How would you describe the smells for the people watching?
Well, if you ever seen a cartoon and they bake the fresh pie and they start floating to the pie, it's wonderful.
That's how I think that's how we found our way in here. Like, we just followed our nose.
I was floating up here to the front lines. Yes, ma'am. I was floating. I was daydreaming about the pie since I got here.
I love it. Daydreaming, too. So you saw it when the doors opened and everything?
Oh, no. I was before the doors opened. I think I was in the back of the line about a half a mile back there waiting.
Yeah, because that line is really, really long.
Yes, ma'am. I didn't get to smell it we got right here, about to the window. Smell the nice fresh pies and everything.
Man, okay. All right, guys. I mean, if you don't get your hands on a pie, I guess the only suggestion is at least come by here and get some smells, right?
Yes, ma'am. Just nice daydreaming about the pie, you know. All you can do is just smell it.
All right. We're going to send it back to you with that advice. All you can do is just live from the Flying Saucer Pie Company, Chelsea Edwards, Fox 26 News.
I love it.
Great description of floating.
You know what, Chelsea? You should have a fork in your pocket and just sort of stick it in there and just see how people react to something like that.
Y'all just want me to start digging into people's pies?
Yeah.
They just got terrible advice over here. They try to get me in trouble.
I have a feeling he might throw it in your face.
You know, whatever advice I give her, tell her to take a bite, you know.
Man, he's too kind. He's offering the pie, but I'm going to let you save it for the family because I know they're waiting for it.
That's
Thank
nice
you. Appreciate
right
it.
There. Oh, I just want to hug him.
He is. Oh, Melissa wants to give you a hug. I'm going to give you a hug for Melissa.
There you go.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Yes,
that's a good guy right there. Thank you for that, Chelsea.
Thank you. Thanks.
All right, from one holiday gem to another. How about this? I got to enjoy Lightscape. Okay, right here, you're looking at more than 1,000 bluebonnets. It's a little hard to tell from this video, but I took this with my cell phone. My husband and I had so much fun. So this is at the Houston Botanic Gardens, and I have lived here more than 20 years and had never been to the Botanic Gardens. It's over sort of toward Hobby Airport. It's probably an easy way to say it, but everything is placed to music, and it's almost a mile. But look at this tree. How cool is this tree? Even the roots are lit.
Oh.
And we had so much fun. So they have these drinks called the Reindeer Blitzen. No, I'm sorry, Hot Blitzen. And yeah, there's a chance you're walking through smoke and drinking a hot cocoa. It might be, just saying, there's a chance it's laced with some rum. And it's nice and hot with marshmallows on top. You get to walk through all these pyramids.
Oh, neat.
So much fun. So it's actually open until January 1st. So you have plenty of time. Open in the evenings until 10 o'clock every night. So much fun. And there was a quick glimpse of my husband and I, because I wanted to show you. You could take some really cool selfies.
Your holiday card selfie.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, we had so much fun. It was wonderful. And we went on one night where it was about 40 degrees. So you literally could probably barely see me because I had my hood up with just my face out. I had on tights and then pants, and I had on 2 pairs of socks and boots and gloves, and walking all stiff through the park. But it was perfect with a hot drink, so we wouldn't get cold at all.
Oh, it looks just beautiful. It's something to really get you in the spirit.
Yeah, for sure.
For the holidays.
Good date night for sure.
All right. Well, the other hot thing that we're talking about today, Steven Spielberg. We've got this great interview you're about to see. Of course, his rise to fame, it was fascinating. So, of course, he decided to make a movie about it.
BackstageOL.com's Dave Morales got to speak with the director of The Fabelmans. What a get. I mean, this is about as good as it gets, Dave.
Okay, couple of things. I was nervous.
Yeah.
And he walked down the hall, and I saw him, and I got that excitement, that nervous excitement out of my system, like, there he goes, Steven Spielberg. Then I got to sit in the room with him. All right, last hour we ran the interview with him and the young man that plays him in the movie, or his character in the movie. Now, this is extended footage. This is stuff we weren't able to run on the air, but we felt we wanted to show it to you because it's just Steven and I talking. So take a look. Steven Spielberg talking about his love of storytelling and filmmaking and The Fabelmans.
What kind of movie are we gonna make? What was your favorite part?
This is our first time to meet, and it truly is an honor to meet you, sir.
First time we've ever met. Thank you.
Wonderful to meet you. How long have you been working on this, and what was your push to just get it done? You made the decision like, all right, let's finally do this.
Well, subconsciously, probably unconsciously, I've been working on it for 75 years. And then, you know, when COVID hit, a lot of us were inactive. You know, my job being a director is a social occupation. If you're a writer or a painter, it's much more of a private occupation. You can do that when you're isolated and at home. But I was going stir crazy. I basically was in my house for like a year. And except for the fact that a lot of my family moved back in under the same roof. They're all grown. It was a great opportunity to get to know my grown-up kids again. But I didn't really have anything to do except think about having just lost my mom and about to lose my father and about to be orphaned, which is something happened to all of us. And I started to think about sort of the sum totality of my childhood, especially my formative years, thinking that missing them as much as I was missing my parents, that this was a good time to start thinking about telling their stories and my story.
What is it about storytelling, filmmaking, and I think that relates to this particular film, that you absolutely just love?
Well, you know, I've been telling stories my entire life. And when I'm not doing it with the camera, I'm just verbally telling stories. I mean, I have 7 children. I've got 6 grandkids. And the 6 grandkids are being raised the same way my 7 kids were being raised. Whenever we're together, I just make up stories. I just love spinning yarns, and it's fun for me. And I just think to be able to create something from whole cloth or something from thin air and just make it up and then spill it out and get a reaction to it is just something I've done all my life.
Family, art, it'll tear you in two.
You stop making movies, it'll break your mother's heart.
I don't know what to do anymore.
You do what your heart says you have to.
I'm getting chills seeing Paul Dano, Michelle Williams, Seth Rogen. You can go to our Backstage UL YouTube channel if you want to see all the interviews. We've been airing them all week. This movie is fantastic. It is the front runner for an Academy Award, and it deserves it to get those accolades because it just is a fantastic, and it's great for the entire family, and it's Steven Spielberg. The Fabelmans, now playing in theaters, traveled by Universal Pictures. I love this film.
Yeah, and so neat to sort of get to know him. You know, you got to know him in person, but to get to know more just about him, about his life, and what made him such a great storyteller.
I wanted to get that question in there about why he tells stories, why he loves filmmaking, so that's why it's bonus footage, and I'm so happy we were able to show that. He's a great man. They say don't meet your heroes. You might be disappointed. I met one of mine, and I was not disappointed at all.
Love that.
Yeah,
that's
great to hear.
Really powerful.
Yeah.
Thank you, Dave.
Got it.
Okay, and we're going to end our hour with some more celebrity news because Jay Leno is actually back in the garage. That's the scene where you'll remember he was severely burned.
Yeah, what will happen to the Houston area karate studios after the sudden death of an original Power Ranger? TMZ's Michael Babcock is live. He's going to break down some of all this for us. Let's start. First of all, good morning to you. So
good
happy
morning.
to have you here.
Thanks for having me, guys.
I can't believe Jay Leno already back in the garage.
Yeah.
Where
He's
his
incredible.
That car caught fire. My goodness, how's he doing?
I mean, he's doing pretty good, all things considered. I mean, he was. It was less than 2 weeks ago now that he was working on this 115-year-old car. Gasoline sprayed on his face, caught on fire, and he was burning. And thankfully, his friend was there and was able to put the fire out. But he got really serious injuries. Some of the burns being third-degree burns. Rushed off to a burn center. He ends up spending 9 days in that burn center, hyperbaric chamber, these all these incisions on his face, surgically made, skin grafts, really serious stuff. He gets out of the hospital. A day later, he's on the road and he's headed back to his garage in Burbank to, again, you guessed it, go work on cars. So, you know, I thought, you know, maybe he's frightened now and he doesn't want to do that as much anymore. Nope, literally one of the first things he does when he gets out of the hospital is go right back to the cars. Yeah.
Wow. And I can't believe this, but we're also hearing he's going to go back on stage as soon as
this weekend.
Yeah.
This weekend he is performing at a comedy club. Can you believe that? I mean, he still has the scars on his face, and you know, they'll continue to get better, but he is not waiting to heal up. He's getting right back out there.
Oh, that's so nice to hear. You know he has to still be in pain. You don't get over serious
Has to be.
burns.
Oh,
like
when I
that
burn my finger on the stove, it's like excruciating.
It's weak.
Right?
Right?
Yeah.
You make everybody
Yeah.
kiss your boo-boo, and he's just
Right.
out there getting it done. It's incredible.
Right.
Okay, well, we
Right.
do have a stat update, and I wanted to just ask you about this because it does affect us here locally in Houston. We learned that Jason David Frank, an original Power Ranger, took his own life. He does have several karate studios in our area. Have you found out what's going on with that or what would happen with those?
Yeah. So, you know, a lot of the students, a lot of people wondered what happens now that, you know, that he is tragically gone. It's on Lake Houston Drive, and it is going to remain open. And like you said, he has a few of the studios. He has some in your area, and he has some out here in California. And, you know, in honor of him, really, they're going to push forward. He had a partner who was, you know, had the business with him, and they're going to push on for the students' sake. But as you would imagine, everybody's just devastated by the loss.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. And people are still talking about it. Something like that is just so stunning and so unexpected.
Yeah, and you remember watching him as a kid, and it's sad. He was in his 40s, and it obviously shouldn't have happened. He should still be here, and it's sad stuff.
Yeah, it really is.
Heartbreaking.
All right. Well, thank you so much.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Yeah,
I
great
appreciate it.
information.
Anytime.
Great to get the latest there, and just glad to see Jay Leno doing so well.
Yeah, it's incredible to see.
Absolutely.
All right, good to see you as always, Michael. Well, thank you for being here. We love having you.
And of course, meet us online. We will always keep you very posted on the very latest. Of course, we're still watching that tragic scene in Virginia, the shooting at the Walmart. So we'll have the latest on that throughout the day on Fox26Houston.com. And look at that beautiful weather.
Yes.
Go enjoy it today.
This news segment brought to you by Renewal by Andersen.